Hey, this is Sagi again, giving an update towards the firewood production. As you probably seen in my previous videos, I had an issue with a conveyor that was not fitting the machine, and we will try to resolve it in various ways with the company. While the salesman is really trying to do his best, I don't know if he has no means or the company really doesn't take responsibilities in that way. For 3 days, he was talking to engineering. And on the third day today, he sent me an email after not answering my phone calls. The email said that I can put boards under my machine to make it higher. So thank God, engineering came back to let me know that a way to lift the machine up is putting a lot of wood under it. So when I can drive or do anything, I need to lift it with a lot of wood. And even if I will, the heights between the conveyor, that's not proper. And the recourse for it, he gave me the explanation that if it was on flat concrete, the spacing would have been 1 to 2. If it laid flat or close, it will never fit, regardless if it was on concrete or anything else. And the shape of it is not fit. That's why they had to refabricate the metal and do other moves. And while I appreciate those attempts, when you pay over $100,000 for something in such a problematic industry to begin with, you expect to get something that kind of works together. I don't know if I'm not reasonable. They expect woodworkers, since they're not, if you're a firewood person, you're not like you align and talk to all the other people and you have like a union that you're united to understand, and you don't like the manufacturers and other people push you, create those things. They're kind of thinking that in a way it seems like, well, this is the woodworking business, the firewood. Figure the stuff for yourself. That's kind of the energy I'm getting from it. They're like, we don't need to do it that hard. You can just fix it and figure out for yourself. And if not, too bad. That's the sensation and what it seems to be from the reactions and the interactions I'm getting. And again, the salesman is really nice, and I feel like he's trying to do his best. I just don't know the support for the company. The person who set up the device here that didn't show up on that date and was late, etc., never contacted me back. I thought they were supposed to stay with me in contact. I sent them texts, I called, never answers me, never called me back. It really doesn't make me feel very comfortable dealing with this company. And if you had to ask me right now if I could recommend this company to anyone, I would say that unless they're the only one, it's hard for me to recommend. I don't have experience with other ones. But I see that the way they've done business in that way is not proper. Would you or anybody else feel fine after paying all that money and having promised to choose them because they're reliable and been in business so long, and they've done all of this, and I'm not going to have problems with them? You can trust what they're telling you. And the result of that trust is dealing with various issues. Also have some concern as far as the RPMs. That when they put it on the recommended RPM, sounds like the engine's maxed out, like it's gonna explode almost. So I was a little bit concerned about that too, but that's beyond my expertise. I can't say if that's okay or not, or if it's wrong. But it says it feels like it's kind of overloading it. When you just drop the RPMs by 100 or so, it completely calms the machine down when it comes to that noise. So maybe they're misadjusted, but I'm not. Let's stay on hand. Response I got, I feel that is not proper. I you can't deal with the machine. The height of the conveyor is the same or higher than the machine, unless you put the conveyor on the highest settings that lowers the raft area, and then you have about an inch or two space. Unless you dig a hole for the conveyor to go underground or lift the machine up, that's the situation you're facing with. And the machine pushes the other machine out even if you've done it, because the wood gets stuck on the sides because it's such a long way and there's a piece of metal on the bottom and you can't push it anymore. It just doesn't fit with each other and causes numerous problems. Not even talking about the cabin with the glass that cut my hand because none of it is finished, and about the poor craftsmanship and work and the thought behind a lot of it. It feels like they've done the design a long, long ago and I never went forward with it. Maybe they put the money somewhere else. I don't know. So I can say in this moment I do feel disappointed. The machine does take right now about 4.5 gallons of diesel an hour. I mean 4 or 5 even. If you ask me, it's closer to 5 or plus. It just doesn't feel right. And I had issues from the design that if you put that in a certain height because you want the wood to go in a different measurement, the wood will get stuck, and I will have to use the most dangerous things to unlodge the wood from the splitter. And there's a lot of other variations that it seems could have a fixable thing, but they're just not done in a way that can be done. So I'm kind of frustrated, and I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but there's stuff that seems very obvious. And the so-called engineers give me the bright idea of doing 2 pieces of wood to fix the whole issue I had. How could I not think about it by myself? I can lift the machine to make it higher. So I guess I'll queue out here. Right now, feeling fairly upset, a little bit betrayed and disappointed from the whole situation. And I was really hoping to have a better interaction, and I had a review that is more overwhelmingly positive and with joy over it. I was quite hoping to do so, but that doesn't seem to be the direction this is going. Okay, Sagi out from Harbor Firewood.